The ancient astronomers and philosophers believed that the future of the world is written in the stars. They believed that the past was also inscribed on the black void of night by the stars. It was the belief of these ancient wise men that in the beginning, when the universe was in its infancy, there had been a cataclysmic explosion which tore it asunder, hurling enormous molten bodies all through endless, trackless distances of space. Could this have been an explosion touched off by a nuclear bomb? Could there have been a civilization in the distant recesses of time which blasted itself right out of existence through the careless use of power so tremendous that it did not have the sense to compute its enormity? Are we today on the point of repeating this cosmic suicide? There are some who fear we are. Not only on this Earth do they fear it, but also on remote planets in the Earth's galaxy. There is one planet in particular where its people fear that if the Earth is not destroyed first, it will destroy the universe. Already, these people have begun to take action. Observe Antares, a star of the 12th magnitude in the Scorpio constellation. If you will observe closely, you will notice that a small, bright meteor has detached itself from the star and is hurtling through space at incredible speeds. What is its destination?
Margaret Chaffee, young, beautiful, and very rich. The beginning of a normal, carefree day in the life of a socialite, with the normal, everyday problems that confront them. Overslept, late for cocktails. Perhaps the Cadillac won't start. Just another average afternoon. Too bad, Margaret. The Cadillac has not failed you. Ride swiftly. You have a very special appointment this day. An appointment that may very well change your life or end it. For these three people, this day means the beginning of a job. A job so carefully planned for so many weeks. There's the gate, Margaret. Beyond it lies the most fantastic experience of your life. The wheels have started. The carefully laid plans have been put into operation. No use to struggle, Margaret. Being kidnapped could be termed almost normal for a wealthy socialite. And you are being kidnapped. In fact, you're all being taken to a rendezvous with fate. High in the San Gabriel Mountains, the stage has already been set. No turning back now. But if they only knew, the best laid plans will go astray this day. Funny, an obviously abandoned convertible. The keys still in the car. An anonymous telephone call brought you here. Now what? Better make a routine check. Registration, Margaret Chafee. Could be trouble, couldn't it? As I said, better make a routine check. Night. And here, surrounded by the peace and loneliness of his retreat in the mountains, is the ever-present, innocent bystander and his canine friend.
Come on, Egan. Hey, that north wind's coming up, boy. We better get back to the cabin. Yeah. See that, Egan? That meteor landed somewhere nearby. Strange, never seen a color like that before. Well, come on, we're going back to the cabin. Let's go.
The work of a geologist can now be put aside, and relaxation is in order. Our final character, our visitor from beyond the imagination. Evil unto evil.
The police were brought into the case when Miss Chafee failed to appear for a dinner party given to her by friends prior to her departure for a 6-month tour of Europe. Only an hour ago, a patrol car discovered her expensive car abandoned in the Brentwood area, not far from the home of the friends with whom she was to have dined. The policeman who discovered her car told reporters there was evidence the car had been forced to the curb and that a struggle had ensued. The police said they feared Margaret Chafee had been the victim of a kidnap plot and that they were calling in the Federal Bureau of Investigation on the case. Stay tuned.
made you do that?
I saw something at the side of the road. It looked like a naked dame.
Oh, you got rocks in your head.
Honest, man, I saw her.
Well, it's a cinch we're not going any place on that wheel. Come on. Come on, sister. Untie her.
What are we going to do?
Now, one teeth out of you and you get slugged. Let's move.
Where are we going?
For an evening stroll. Let's get started.
There is our stage, our characters, unrelated, as apart from one another as the stars from the earth. But fate has already dropped its mysterious net, and you are trapped. All of you are trapped. And now to blend the lives of our socialite, our kidnappers, our geologist, and to shatter their earthly plans with universal cunning.
Egan, that meteor sure puzzles me. Puzzles you too, huh? We'll have to go down the desert tomorrow. Maybe if we have any luck at all, we can find out where it landed. Probably won't be much left to it. We ought to be able to find a couple of clues as to the metals it was composed of. Sure had an odd color, that I know. Well, come on, boy. Let's get something to eat before we hit the sack. Hey, what's this? You didn't finish your supper. You know, since I gave you that venison, you've been turning up your nose at horse meat. What's the big idea? Here, you'll have to try this. Well, maybe they forgot to take the saddle off of that one. Yeah, we'll have to wait till I get down to the village tomorrow and get you some good old Dr. Ross. Well, let's try a test on this rock, Egan. See what it's made of. One of these days I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to take a rest. There, boy. Now, how does that look? Would you say that's about right?
Hey, Nat. There's the Jeep. Let's promote it.
Good idea. Stay here with the girls while I promote it.
Smell that old black bear roaming around outside again? Huh? You're gonna be safe in here. Don't you worry. Hey! What are you doing?
Look, mister, I'm as fond of dogs as the next guy, but when they attack you, you gotta protect yourself.
What do you expect you break into a man's house? What do you want anyway?
Well, pardon me. I'll write you for an invitation next time. Right now, I'm gonna borrow your Jeep.
Oh, yeah? I'm not in the habit of lending my Jeep to strangers.
I think under the circumstances, you'll change your mind. Now, where are the keys? I said, where are the keys?
In my coat.
Allow me. Wouldn't it have been embarrassing for both of us if you'd come up with this? Where does that road lead back to the cabin?
That's the fire road. Leads down to Dalton Flats.
Well, if you'll excuse me, my friends and I'll be on our way.
Not tonight if you're going to use that road.
Why not?
It's dangerous enough in the daytime, but at night without lights, you never make it.
You mean there are no lights on that Jeep?
That's right.
Hey, Brad, bring him in here. My partner will fix him. He's handy with tools. Did postgraduate work at San Quentin. Shut up! What did I tell you about opening your yap?
You got a drink in this dump?
Sit down, you lousy drunk.
I prefer to be referred to as an alcoholic.
What's the word?
Lights are busted on the Jeep. See what you can do.
What about some tools?
Well,
There's some in the back of the Jeep.
go to work. Take that dog out with you.
Okay, Nat, I'll see what I can do. Me, you mutt.
Go on, Egan. Take it easy, boy.
Now, everybody relax. Sit down there.
I could relax a lot better if I had a drink.
You got a bottle around here?
Yeah, there's one in the kitchen.
Hey, get it. If you're wondering who she is, don't bother.
Well, she does look a little out of character with jerks like you.
Well, we're not exactly the social set she's used to traveling, if that's what you mean.
Oh, thanks, honey. Care to join me?
No, thanks.
Take it easy on that stuff. I don't want you getting crocked, see?
When did you ever see me inebriated?
Remember where I found you? You were laying stone dead in the alley outside the Riviera Club.
I had merely been overcome with nausea and had stepped outside to get a breath of fresh air.
You were crocked. Hey, you'd never think to look at this dame that one time she was a member of New York's upper crust.
No, frankly, I wouldn't.
I had places in Newport, Bar Harbor, New York.
And all points west, the filthy rich. They're nothing but a bunch of parasites.
Oh, I don't know. Seems to me a lot of our modern American millionaires have earned their wealth.
In a pig's foot. You just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Coincidence, that's all. Now, you take a guy who goes to the racetrack, picks a winner, collects a bundle. Did he earn it? Nah, coincidence.
Well, what's wrong with that?
The point I'm making to you is that if there hadn't been 1,000 little betters betting on the same race, you wouldn't have won a thing. And the millionaire wouldn't have gotten his door if there hadn't been 1,000,000 little guys working their tails off.
And it's your idea to redistribute the wealth more evenly among the little guys, is that it?
Exactly. And since our society doesn't want to cooperate, the little guy's got to move in and take what he can get.
Yeah, but that puts you in the category of a criminal.
You're only a criminal when you're in the minority. Now, you take a crook like Hitler was. Surround him with 1,000,000 other crooks, and what do you got? The ruling party of a country. And nobody thinks you're a crook anymore.
So it's your idea just to move in and take what you can get.
You said it, Bub, and I can do it with my moxie.
What he's pointing to is the hole in his head.
Shut up, you crummy lush. Any luck?
No use, Nat. Those lights are shot.
Well, I guess we'll just have to sweat it out here till morning.
Well, the cops have picked up our trail.
The police?
The way you keep putting your foot in your kisser, it's a wonder you don't get athlete's mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nat. I didn't mean to let anything slip.
So, the police are after you, huh?
You kidnapped me.
What did I tell you about opening your yap?
Come on, don't manhandle a girl.
Stay out of this or you'll get slugged too. Now, everybody relax and nobody will get hurt.
You mind if I smoke?
Help yourself.
Hey, take it easy on the furniture.
Relax, will you? Brad's just one of those guys that has to carve his initials on everything he sees. It'll give character to the table.
Yeah?
Unless maybe you want me to add character to your face.
Sit down.
Look, as long as we have to be in this dump all night, does anybody mind if I have another little drink?
You can get fried for all I care.
How would you like them? Pan-fried or French fried?
Any way you do it, you come out a mess. You some kind of a rock hound?
I'm a geologist.
Same thing. What are you looking for up here?
Making a geological survey of the mineral resources in this mountain range for the... I'd better answer that, or they might think something's wrong and come down here to investigate.
All right, but watch your step. I want to hear everything goes on the other end of the line.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Cutler.
Yeah? Who's this?
Harry Little, the fire warden up on Table Mountain.
Oh, yes, Harry. What can I do for you?
Well, it's the darndest thing, Mr. Cutler. A few minutes ago, I saw what looked like a small white fire at the edge of the road, a short distance from your place. Well, it disappeared for a time, but now I can see it closer to your place.
Help! Help!
Hello. Hello, Mr. Cutler. Is something wrong?
Tell him you have some friends up here once had too much to drink. I'll make it good.
You can't mean me.
No, Harry, it's just I had a couple of friends up here, and one of them's gotten a little out of hand, so all.
A little too much to drink, huh?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
Well, will you have a look around your place and see if there are any signs of a fire?
Yeah, sure will, Harry, and I'll report right back to you.
Thanks.
What did you tell him you'd call him back for?
Well, if I didn't, he'd come down here himself to investigate.
Ouch! You bit me!
Yelling out like that wasn't a very smart thing for you to do.
I don't care. If you psychopaths think I'm just going to sit quietly by while you push me around, you're very much mistaken.
Our young society lady has gotten up on her social register.
Yeah, a real thoroughbred, ain't she?
Kill you both if I get the chance.
You won't get the chance, sister, in case you get any more cute ideas. That's a sample of what's going on.
You! Oh, you're going to get your teeth knocked in, Buster!
Beat his pretty face in that.
Hold it! Hold it! What's the matter? You look like you'd seen a ghost.
It's that lit up thing out there again.
Are you nuts or something?
Honest, man, I saw it out there, I tell you.
Go on out and get it.
All right, I will.
Now, don't go shooting the shadows out there. You'll have those fire wardens down here.
What if this thing attacks me?
Spit in its eye. Dimwit, I told him not to shoot his gun.
Brad's probably shot the old witch and is coming back.
Stoop, wait till I get my hands on him. What's eating that mud?
Probably something outside, I guess.
There's nothing out there. I'm going out and get Brad. Do you think you're sober enough to keep these two covered?
Sure I am, Nat, honey, sure.
All right, just remember, if they get out of line, shoot.
Don't worry about me. I'm not going to stick my neck out for these two crumbs. I'm going to keep plenty of distance between them, too. More of this hooch around here?
Yeah, there should be a bottle in the bedroom. I'll get it for you.
You stay where you are. What do you take me for, a moron?
Well, how about my going for it?
All right. But watch your step. I don't want to have to shoot you.
Wait a minute. Aren't you afraid she might escape through the bedroom window?
Well, I wouldn't think of trying to escape.
On second thought, you better not. I don't trust you.
Then you'll have to go after it yourself.
Where is it in the bedroom?
I don't really remember.
No, I better not. You two might try something funny.
Of course we wouldn't.
Sit down, both of you.
I'd better answer it.
You stay where you are.
If Nat were here, he'd want him to answer it.
Of course he would. You don't want the fire warden down here, do you?
I had a drink, I could think better.
I'll get the bottle for you.
No.
Well, you better let him answer the phone.
Make up your mind, because as soon as it stops ringing, they're going to suspect something's wrong.
How about a nice tall drink?
I'll get the bottle for you.
Now you are in trouble. Probably a wrong number anyway.
Couldn't be. Up here, the calls are placed to the operator. They don't get wrong numbers.
Now, what are you going to say to Nat when he gets back?
Are you going to warn him the fire warden's on his way?
What's he going to do to you when he finds out?
How about a drink?
Will you leave me alone?
Look, just let me go in the bedroom and get you the bottle, all right?
All right. But don't try anything funny. I know you're sweet on this kid, and I hate to have to mess her up on your account.
Don't worry, I won't.
Sit down. I don't trust him.
I think you can.
Hurry it up! What took you so long?
I wanted to make sure I had your brand.
Oh, no. Put it on the table. Just gonna take a little drink, Nat.
Never mind that now.
And the Brad.
You tell me, but he wasn't kidding about that monster. I must have taken 4 or 5 shots at her, nothing. Then after she killed the dog,
Egan?
Yeah, she just touched the mutt and he dropped dead. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going out to get Egan.
Oh, no, you don't. Take a look at Brad.
That has all the symptoms of radium poisoning, all right. What did this creature look like?
Just like he said. All aglow. You know, like that stuff on the clock you can see in the dark?
That's radium, all right.
Well, get him out of here.
I'll put him in the bedroom. Keep him covered.
Where did this thing come from?
Earlier this evening, I saw what looked like a small meteor drop into the desert not far from here.
You mean it could have been a spaceship?
Well, possibly, but I don't see how anyone or anything could have survived the crash and disintegration that must have followed.
Well, it's a cinch someone survived because that thing wasn't from this world. We got to get out of here.
Well, if this deadly creature is lurking in the darkness outside, how do you propose to get out of here?
I don't know, but we're not going to stick around here and end up like Brad did.
You know, chances are you're already on your way to ending up like Brad.
What do you mean?
I mean, in carrying Brad back here, you came in contact with him.
So what if I did?
Well, he's loaded with radium poisoning. It's probably been transmitted to you.
How come I didn't drop dead like he did?
Because coming from Brad, you received a secondary contact. It's not as strong as the first. There's no doubt you've got it. You'll know it when your face and hands begin to change color.
Has my face started to change color?
No, honey. I think this guy's trying to play you for a sucker.
But it isn't something you can gamble on, is it?
Is there any way this thing can be cured?
Sure, if you get to a doctor quick enough.
Oh, it rang once before while you were out looking for your friend, but she wouldn't answer it.
And why not?
And I didn't know what to say.
You lush. 5 will get you 50. That fire warden heard the shooting down here and wants to know what's going on. Now answer it. Tell him we're shooting ducks or something. Give him a line, but make it good.
Say, look, don't you think under the circumstances it'd be a good idea to tell him about that thing out there so we can send for some help?
Not in your life. I intend to get out of here with my investment. Now pick up the phone.
Hello. Harry?
Yeah. What's going on down there?
What do you mean?
I thought I heard some shooting.
Well, we just stepped outside and took a few shots at that old black bear been roaming around here lately.
Did you get him?
No, he got away.
Somebody better get that devil pretty soon. Last night he tore into Cy Jones' chicken coop over in San Dimas Draw.
Well, he must be hungry enough to be dangerous then, huh?
Yeah, so don't miss him the next time you spot him.
No, I won't, Harry. You can be sure of that.
By the way, what about that fire?
Well, it wasn't a fire, Harry.
Well, what was it?
Well, as near as we can figure, you must have seen one of us walking around outside with a flashlight or something.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, we can never be too careful, you know.
Chop it off.
Yeah, that's right, Harry. An ounce of prevention, as the old saying goes. I'll call you in a few days.
You do that. Oh, say, have you been listening to the radio?
No, we haven't.
There have been some broadcasting about some kidnappers all evening. They're announcing a bulletin right now.
Turn on the radio.
Well, we'll turn it on, Harry, and thanks very much. Yeah, so long.
Robert Chaffee, father of the young kidnapped victim, informed police that he and Mrs. Chaffee had decided not to pay the ransom demanded by the kidnappers, in the belief that Margaret would be murdered by the kidnappers if indeed
Don't
she
cough
had
up
not
at the
already
door.
met
That's the way they're
Mrs.
going to get you,
Face.
sister.
It
You
was
better
a
think
heartrending
twice,
decision
sister.
to make,
Shut
Mr.
up.
Chaffee told police, but he was certain that having made it, it would give the law enforcement agencies a free hand in capturing the kidnappers, aided by information given them by a filling station operator in La Cañada and a truck service who has just come down the Los Angeles Crest Road. Police are convinced the kidnappers have headed for the San Gabriel Mountains. A police bulletin has just been issued to officers in that vicinity to close in on the area.
What are we going to do?
Question is not what are we going to do, but what are you going to do?
All right, so what am I going to do? Lights or no lights, we're going to take that Jeep out of here right now.
Oh, what about the monster outside?
We'll just have to take our chance. Come on.
How about the key? Got to get out of here somehow.
Wow.
Must be some way to get rid of that monster.
An awful creature.
Obviously, she's coated in a thin protective metal of some kind.
I wonder what it is.
Is that radium poisoning beginning to show up?
You don't look so good, Nat.
I got to get to a doctor, quick.
But how are we going to get past that thing?
Listen, we might try setting her on fire.
That's an idea. Have you got any gasoline or kerosene around here?
There's a can of gas in the kitchen.
Get it, and I'll make a torch.
Can I help you, honey?
No, I can handle it.
Here we are.
What's the idea of the bucket?
We can splash her with the gas.
Good.
But how are we going to find her?
Don't worry, she'll find us. Now look, we get outside. I douse her with the gas, you take your torch and throw it at her. You got it?
Okay.
Look, though, one thing.
Yeah.
If I help you get out of this, you've got to release Margaret, you understand?
Look, all I want to do is get to a doctor, and I'll forget the whole deal with her.
All right.
For the love of Mike, hurry up with that gas.
There she is!
gasoline outside.
Take it easy, Margaret.
Can't we take the Jeep and get away from this terrible place?
It'd be sheer suicide to attempt that road at night. I'm going to call the highway patrol.
Get away from that phone.
You get away from her.
What's the idea?
I was just going to call for help.
We don't need any help.
But she'll be after us, won't she?
No, she won't. She's at the bottom of the ravine. Now, let's get going. I'm taking both you with me.
But you agreed to let Margaret go if I helped you.
I've changed my mind. You're a real big help, aren't you?
Have you forgotten that that radium poisoning is eating away at you? If you take Margaret and me with you, we'll just get in your way. The police are undoubtedly converging on this area right now. You better get to a doctor as soon as you can.
I'll get to a doc, all right, but with both of you with me. Now, get in the Jeep and let's take off. Come on, sister.
What good will it do to take me? Oh, you heard the radio broadcast. My father won't give you any money.
Yeah? Well, I guess your old man thinks he's dealing with some poor sap that's afraid of his millions. He'll ante up all right. Wait till he starts getting little things of yours through the mail like a chunk of your hair or a little finger. Think he won't pay up? He will. Now, come on.
Oh!
Keep an eye out for her. Let me know the minute she comes down the road.
All right.
You've got to get some help. I'm convinced she's protected by a thin film of unknown metal. If we could only penetrate that, then exposure to the Earth's atmosphere would destroy her. If I could only discover what that metal is. Oh, I'll be... The wires have been pulled away from the coils. Larry, look out!
Dick, what are we going to do?
I've got an idea. It may work. In order for her to give off alpha and gamma rays, which are the basis for her radium poisoning, she's got to have a considerable portion of radium in her physical construction.
But isn't radium in a solid form a metal?
That's right. Now, we know that there's radium metal in the film that protects her. Obviously combined with other metals, of course. When I saw that meteor fall in the desert tonight, the color of the flames that trailed behind it indicated a portion of platinum in its makeup. Now, if I'm right, and that metal is platinum, then we have the key to our vulnerability.
How are you going to take advantage of this?
By using a combination of acids which will dissolve platinum. It's called 𝙁𝙤𝙩𝙚𝙚.
Well, do you think you'll have time to make it?
Yes, it's very simple.
I just never realized that a geologist used so many acids in his work.
I used them to test these rock specimens. Now, 1/3 nitric acid. And 2/3 hydrochloric acid.
How do you think it looks so far?
Well, so far, so good. Now then. There.
Take if it only works.
Well, we'll soon find out. A second or two after this bomb breaks on her, these acids should start penetrating that metal.
Are you going to let her come into the cabin?
No, I'm going outside and wait for her.
Dick, let me go with you.
No, you stay here. You'll be a lot safer here. Besides, we'll find out if this bomb works or not.
Oh, please hurry and just get it over with.
All right. Get her away from you. Not only dead, but it won't be long before there's no trace of her.
Well, then the Earth's atmosphere did destroy her.
Yes. Look. She's completely disintegrating.
I just wish there was some way I could let Mother and Dad know that I'm safe.
Well, according to the last radio broadcast, the police will be converging on this area any minute now. I guess we'll just have to wait.
Look, the medallion.
Don't touch it.
Why?
It's probably impregnated with enough alpha and gamma rays to destroy an army.
I wonder why she left it.
Well, in her own fiendish way, she probably wanted to have the last laugh. She would have had if we'd touched it and been killed.
But Dick, look, there's small hinges on the side. You don't suppose there's something inside?
Let's see.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm certain your feminine curiosity won't be satisfied until we discover what's inside that thing.
It's some sort of a message.
It's signed Master of the Council of Planets, Tellus Galaxy.
Where is the Tellus Galaxy?
It's the galaxy of stars in which the Earth exists.
You don't suppose that this, that she was some sort of an emissary?
Probably. It's addressed to the people of Earth.
It's written in English.
Yes, they were undoubtedly able to pick up our shortwave broadcasts and study the language from this source. To the people of Earth, you have been under our close surveillance for a number of decades. We now feel your civilization has progressed far enough to make you eligible for membership in the Council of Planets. This council, for your information, is a universal governing body dedicated to the advancement of planetary progress. It's an agency which Earth seriously needs in this period of crisis and chaos in which it now finds itself. Many of our member planets have experienced the same disturbing problems which confront Earth today. We feel that a meeting with the heads of these planets would definitely benefit Earth in the solution of its own global difficulties. If you would like a meeting so arranged, relate your wishes to the bearer of this message, and she will return to us with word of your decision.
Good heavens, and we destroyed her.
How are we to know that she was on a mission of goodwill?
She was such a menace. Why did she try to kill us all?
Well, looking back, it's obvious she only killed when she was attacked.
Well, the Council of Planets should have known better than to send her to Earth without warning us of her arrival beforehand.
When they find out what we've done to her, and they will sooner or later, I wonder what their reaction will be.
Obviously, this Universal Council is made up of people from worlds far more advanced than our own.
What are you suggesting?
Well, with their superior wisdom, they must realize that it's our human nature to compel what we fear and then simply fight back at what we fear.
Then you think they might send another emissary?
Wouldn't they?
Possibly. But would it come to bring us goodwill or simply avenge her death?